Hi all, welcome to the YouTube channel Learn with Liz. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic, research ethics and principles. This topic is gaining a lot of importance now as UGC has included it as part of the coursework syllabus for 2019 admission onwards. Not only that, ethical research is gaining a lot of importance all over the world and also in India. So as researchers, we need to know what is research ethics, what are the principles where you have to follow, etc. This has to be kept in your mind every time. And research ethics and principles will be discussed as a series in the upcoming lectures. So let's understand its basics in very detail. Okay, so let's know what is research ethics. Research ethics is nothing but you are applying the fundamental ethical principles to various topics involving scientific research, which is nothing but already existing fundamental ethical principles are there. This you need to apply to the topics under research, to every step, right from the beginning of identification of your problem till the dissemination or the reporting stage and publication part. Everywhere you need to apply the ethical principles. This is what is research ethics is. So next we have to check into what are the objectives of research ethics. The first objective is to protect the human participants, because human participants are the ones on whom the research is being conducted. So the first and prime importance is to protect the human participants. The second objective is basically to ensure that the research is conducted in a way which would protect the interest of all those individuals, groups and society as a whole. We need to ensure that the research is not going to bring any kind of harm, or it's not going against the interest of the individuals, groups and society as a whole. And the third and the final objective is to ensure that ethical principles are followed in specific research activities and projects. Say they are being followed at the issues of management of risk that is involved in the research, protecting the confidentiality of the information that is collected from the respondents, and also in the matter of obtaining the informed consent from the participants. What is this informed consent? See here, the informed consent, there is a cartoon which talks about this. You are explaining to the participant as to why the research is being conducted, what is the kind of information that is going to be collected from you, and that he is voluntarily ready to be part of the research. Here the scientist is telling which therapy would you prefer, and he has given therapy alternatives, benefits, harms, risk, everything is being shown, but it is a very complicated thing. But you are talking about this to the participant and getting his consent there. So this is informed consent, that the participant need to know what is the purpose of he being included in the research and how the information is going to be utilized, etc. Now let's know where you need to apply the ethical principles in research, which all points you have to follow the ethical principles. The first part for every research is a design stage. So design and its implementation, at that stage you need to apply the ethical principles. The second point is during the scientific, when scientific misconducts are being it is gaining a lot of importance, or rather the chances of scientific misconduct is increasing in research and the chances of finding it is also increasing. So that time the scientific misconducts are basically laid down as plagiarism, falsification and fabrication. Now in these three aspects also the ethical principles have to be followed so as to minimize the chances of scientific misconduct. Second, then comes whistleblowing. Okay, then it is to secure the actual permission and interest of all those involved in the study. You need to ensure that the participants are understanding that informed consent. That point is gaining relevance here, that the actual mission and interest of all those people who are involved in the study is there. There is a moral responsibility towards the participants to protect their interest, to protect their sensitivity, privacy. Coming to the last point, we can see the privacy and sensitivity has to be protected. You need to keep the anonymity and confidentiality of the information collected. You should not misuse any of the information that is discovered from them, and there is also a duty to protect the rights of the people. Now, all these are the areas where you are going to apply the fundamental ethical principles in the research, and all these must be honored as long as there are no overriding principles, like maybe there is a legal requirement where you have to disclose this particular research result, otherwise you cannot find the truth in the case. I think only in such situations you can violate these ethical principles, otherwise you have to strictly follow them while you are doing the research. Now let's know what is the importance of research ethics. Okay, the importance of research ethics first is to promote the aims of research. The aims of research is nothing but to bring down the truth. So to bring down the truth, ethical principles do cater you to bring down the truth in an objective manner, in the correct manner. Second is the ethical standards promote the values which are basically essential to the collaborative work. Collaborative work is where your two or more authors or two or more researchers are involved in a work and they are together doing the research work and then publishing the same. Here the elements of trust, accountability, mutual respect and fairness among the researchers is very much important, and ethical principles ask you to follow the same. And next importance of research ethics is the researchers can be held accountable to the public. Before we had said one of the objectives is that you need to protect the interest of the individual's society as a whole. Here research ethics ensures that the researchers can be held accountable to the public, and then it is to build public support for research, because the people know that the researchers are doing something which is very important to the society, so their support will be enhanced. And finally, it promotes a variety of other important moral and social values among the researchers. Here we can see a cartoon where you have a 19th century scientist who says that I must find the explanation for this phenomenon in order to truly understand the nature. But the 21st century scientist, which has been cut and it is said that 21st century academic, says I must get the result that fits my narrative so I can get my paper into Nature. So Nature is the scientific journal Nature. Okay, so here this kind of change has happened in among the researchers, where they are focusing more on to publication and they are keeping away the ethics that is involved. So it is true to some extent, but there are of course ethical researchers also. Now let us understand the ethical principles. So we talked a lot about ethics. Now we need to know these principles which should be kept in our heart whenever we are doing a research work. The first one is honesty. Honestly, you need to report the data, results, methods and procedures and publication status. Second is objectivity. Objectivity asks you to avoid or minimize the biases that are involved. You need to disclose in case you have any personal or financial interest in the particular research work that you are doing. Third comes integrity. Integrity is that there should be consistency of thought and action. Whatever you say and whatever you think is what you put into action. Next is carefulness. You need to avoid any kind of unnecessary careless errors and negligence while you are doing research, because you are doing research to the society for the benefit of the society or a group, and you are trying to bring out the truth. So at that time you need to avoid any kind of careless errors and mistakes. Then comes openness. Openness asks you to share your data, results, ideas, tools and resources among the users. You need to share, and don't just keep those results with you. You need to give it to the people. You need to give it to maybe to the government, so that right actions are being taken. Next is confidentiality. Confidentiality, whatever information that you are collecting from the respondents, you have an ethical responsibility to maintain the confidentiality and not to share it unnecessarily. Because even you are giving the informed consent, when you are taking that, even there also you are promising that you will be protecting the confidentiality of the person. Maybe your respondents might be people who are affected by, maybe they are victims of some issues like rape, or they are subject to some kind of maybe it is something like a drug or anything, something that might affect that person's life later. So such kind of things you need to be much more careful than in a normal survey where you're just collecting some information as to whether you like a product or not. Even there also confidentiality has to be maintained, but still I'm telling you, it is more important when your respondents have to be protected and that information collected is very much confident. Then comes responsible publication. Responsible publication asks you to avoid any kind of wasteful and duplicative publications. You are publishing in multiple journals, cutting the same idea and putting it into another journal. So this thing has to be avoided, responsible publication. Then comes responsible mentoring. As a researcher, there are chances you are also a guide. So when you are educating, mentoring and advising students, you should do that in a responsible manner. Respect for colleagues is the next ethical principle, where respecting your colleagues, especially those who are collaborating with you in work, at that time you need to treat them fairly and give them due credit. Then comes respect for intellectual property. Whenever you are taking the work of somebody else, you are depending upon the tools or instruments of another person, you need to give proper acknowledgement or credit for all the contributions and never plagiarize. So these are the few ethical principles. Principles continue as follows. Then comes non-discrimination. That is, there should not be any discrimination that is practiced by the researcher on the basis of sex, race, ethnicity, or other factors. The competence. The professional competence and expertise of a researcher should be such that it enhances throughout their life, and a lot of effort is put in for that. Then is legality. You need to obey and know every relevant laws specifically to that particular research topic, and also the other general laws and regulations. Then comes animal care. You should not conduct unnecessary or poorly designed animal experiments. Human subjects protection. You need to minimize the harms and risk that happens to the humans who are being part of the research. Also, you need to ensure that maximum benefits are received by them. Then comes social responsibility. You need to promote social good and prevent or mitigate the social. Here we have a small slide on to again what are the various ethical principles. So there is honesty and integrity, protection of human subjects, care of animal subjects, responsible publication, confidentiality, respecting the copyright, and objectivity. The other deviations. Now the above points that we have discussed are the basic ethical principles. Now what can be the other possible deviations from the ethical principles? Some examples that's going to come. First one is publishing the same paper in 2 different journals without telling the editors. You are publishing it, same paper, 2 different journals. Next possibility, you are submitting the same paper in 2 different journals. You are not informing your collaborator that you are going to publish, and you are claiming that you are the sole inventor of it. You are including a colleague as an author of a paper where he has not actually contributed. No significant contribution has been made by that colleague. Then you are discussing with your colleagues confidential information or data that you get while you are being the reviewer of a paper. So these set of things are related to the paper. Next set of issues are related to something like related to the article that you are writing, or the first one is you are trimming the outliers, which are at the extreme points from the data set, so as to remove any kind of deviations or unexpected results. You are using an inappropriate statistical technique, so in order to enhance the significance of your research. Next thing that you are doing is you are taking the results of your research to a press conference without doing the peer review process and without giving them adequate information to review your work. You conduct a review of literature without giving acknowledgement to the major contributors in the field. Now you're doing is stretching the truth on grant application and giving unnecessary information, or you're trying to overemphasize things that you're doing in order to convince the reviewers that a project is going to be the best. You're stretching the truth on a job application, telling that you have got that skill, this skill, without possessing the same. Now we have some points which are deviations from ethical principles, which are basically related to the research works, like your mentoring side, we can say. The mentoring side here, you are giving the same research project to 2 graduate students in order to see who can do it best, which is not ethical to do. Second, you are making the students to overwork, neglecting or exploiting the graduate or postdoctoral students, etc. You are failing to maintain good research records, fail to maintain the research data, which has to be maintained for a reasonable period of time. Also, as an editor, maybe you are making derogatory comments and personal attacks in your review of author submission, which is not at all ethical, not at all good, even as a human being. You are promising a student for a better grade for sexual favors, or using a racist epithet in the laboratory. So these are some things that you do when you are related to the research work, and there are some points which are related to you, and another person is also involved here. Maybe your student, maybe your collaborator, maybe another. Here we have an interesting cartoon which says that if you torture the data more, you are going to get the required result, and if you torture the data long enough, it will confess Ronald goes. So
The p-value which was not significant in the beginning, when it was tortured and hanged, the p-value became significant, like that. So you keep on doing these kind of unethical things to get the required results. And the research lab, the scientist is telling, we would like to develop actually the entrepreneur is telling the scientist that we would like to develop a truth drug, one that makes other people think that we are telling the truth. So this is the way, in one side, research is being done, and that is why ethical principles are gaining more and more importance and relevance in the 21st century.
Then comes certain principles related to the research when you are involving human participants, animal participants, etc. You are making significant deviations from research protocols which are approved by your institutions, animal care and use committee or institutional review board for human subjects, without telling that committee or board you are deviating from them. Not reporting an adverse event that happened when you are doing a human research experiment. You are wasting the animals in research. You're exposing the students and staff to biological research in violation of institution's biosafety rule. So remember, these are all related to the participants in. The next set of deviations include you're rejecting a manuscript without even reading it. You're sabotaging somebody else's work. You're stealing the supplies, books or data. You're rigging an experiment. That is nothing but you're creating an experiment, and then you need to, what would be the result. Okay. And then comes unauthorized copies of data, papers or computer programs are made by you. Deliberately overestimating the significance. Here they have talked about clinical significance of a drug. It can be significance of your research result. And then these actions are also treated as unethical. They are deviation. For further references, you can check into these and then learn more. So bye for today. Hope you have enjoyed the lecture and learned on to what is research ethics, what are the various ethical principles, what can be the possible deviations, etc. And once you have any doubt, you can actually check it, you can write that down in the comment box and I'll be replying to you. Hope you had a great time with me, and more of this, the balance of the portions, would be discussed in the upcoming series and lectures. Thank you.